Hey, what up, everybody? CB Breach coming to you. This is the video of me highlighting my SummerSlam adventure. Like I said in all of the SummerSlam videos and how I started them off, this is one of the stupidest things I have ever done. Like I've said in my past SummerSlam videos, what I've normally done is make a whole week trip out of going down to SummerSlam, and this I just sort of slammed into a whole 24-hour adventure. It mostly started, well, I guess you can say it really started by me going to work. I got off of work at 9. I came home to an empty house. My wife had gone to work, and the kids, because I had to go to the airport in the morning, were sleeping out somewhere. I thought I had planned out what I was really going to do was I was going to go straight to bed, fall asleep about 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, with a wake-up time of about 4 a.m. Didn't happen. Basically just got into bed and sat there and thought about 4 a.m. is coming fast and I gotta wake up soon. And then when I was starting to get tired, I would think of, man, it would suck if my alarm didn't go off. Because if this is a normal trip, like a WrestleMania trip or, driving on a long adventure, you can just, sort of show up at the airport, tell you, hey, I missed my plane, and they'll work another way into it. If I miss my plane, basically I miss Yeah. And if I miss Yeah, I ain't getting the fucking access. Oh, or SummerSlam. So, yeah, I was screwed right off the bat. So basically, I didn't fall asleep till more than likely about 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning. I was watching King of the Hill. I was tweeting, Facebooking, this, that, and the other. Anything except sleeping. But my alarm went off, woke up, got shaved up, ate me some, I was going for the Cocoa Puffs. Didn't have Cocoa Puffs. That right there, I knew that something was going to go wrong that day. Had some Golden Grams. Good stuff, good stuff. It basically headed on over to the airport, parked my car, walked on in like I own the place. Sat there, jumped on my plane. Everything was going perfectly fine. Everything's just going smooth as dandy. This is going to be a great day. Land. When I got on the airplane, I flew Southwest. On the whole flight, there was only 19 people in a full plane. Everybody had a whole row to themselves, basically. Actually, honestly, most of the people sat towards the front, with one or two people in there. I sat in the first seat, right there behind the captain. That way, when the plane landed, I could just grab my shit and run out. Because the plan was I was going to meet Yaya curbside, and we were going to make the drive to Access so we would get there on time. If you can remember back to the WrestleMania videos, or if you went to WrestleMania yourself, everybody remember that big triathlon that Batista was a part of, that everybody thought that he was going to show up on Monday Night Raw, which ended up being Brock Lesnar? Yeah, we got fucked by a damn marathon. I'm standing on the corner for a while, and yeah, a little bit of time goes past. I'm not that worried. I'm thinking maybe he just gave me a little bit of time, so that way if I, had to check a bag or this, that, or the other, and something would happen. Basically, yeah, he is on the outside. He's flipping out. I'm just sort of thinking this is like no big deal. But he's flipping out because he can't find a way to get to the airport. There's a lot of cars coming into the airport. I don't know how they were getting there. But yeah, he was cock blocked in order to get out there. A little bit of time goes past. He starts to panic. He says, I'm going to park the car here because I know where I'm at. You walk over, you catch a cab, and you come meet me where I'm at, and then we'll go from there. Well, I ran out there and I jumped in that cab. That cab driver took me over there, and the cab driver said it would take just a couple of minutes because it was only about 2 miles away. Well, that marathon cock blocked me too. About a half-hour cab drive to get over to where Yaya was, and our day was an hour to an hour and 15, maybe even an hour and a half behind schedule. Not looking good. Because of the marathon, the GPS doesn't know how to get us to the freeway. So if you can remember back to the Elimination Chamber videos from 2 years ago, where Luke Cage and my buddy Zach were making fun of me for driving through the Oakland ghettos trying to get us to the Oakland Coliseum to see the show. Me and Yaya were driving through some worse shit. All right. I don't know where we were. I give my hats off to him. On most of the trips I've ever gone on, actually, honestly, on all the trips I've ever gone on, oh, well, I'm on the SummerSlam 2010. Yaya drove those trips. So those ones were pretty easy. I've always drove. Yaya drove this one. I give my hats off to him and say, congratulations. Thank you for getting us there. But once we actually hit the freeway, we had to merge from this lane to that lane. SoCal, your freeways, you suck, all right? You shouldn't have to merge onto 4 or 5 different freeways just to drive from one city to the other. But then Once we actually got to where we were going, it was smooth sailing until we could see the bright lights in the big city of LA. That's when the traffic started to crawl. It was pretty cool to drive by Disneyland. I told Mickey, "Hey, yo, what up? I'll see you in October." That's when we're heading on down there. But you know, we crawled into there. Some people were sending me some tweets and stuff like that saying that the VIP access stuff was messed up, but I was like, oh, we'll just figure it out when we get there. We ended up showing up, honestly, 12 o'clock, maybe 12:15, maybe even 12:30. We were able to park the car, and we were able to. It was probably we parked the car at 12:15, and we had to walk to access, and probably got there about 12:30. We first walked up to the booth. Yaya didn't have an access ticket. He wanted to just straight up pay straight cash. That way he wouldn't have to pay the the online fees. Pretty smart man. But I had two VIP access tickets. I had one for Punk. I had one for Mysterio. I said, hey, why don't we go up to the guy and just see if it'll work? That way you can get in on my ticket, and that way you don't have to go buy one. He said, okay, but I don't think it'll work. I took that as stand right behind me and don't move. Basically, I got up to the guy, and the guy was like, yeah, sure, that's no problem at all. Turn around, and yeah, where's he at? He already started walking towards the ticket booth. It was on the very opposite side of access, so I had to run, and as I'm yelling, yeah, Miguel, at the top of my lungs, looking like an idiot. People are looking at me, but I'm used to it, and finally catch him on the opposite side of access. We're completely on the other side. Have to hike all the way back to the other one, walk in, get my wristbands. Yeah, comes with me. You know, basically, yeah, it was cool about it. I had the VIP tickets. He had, you know, normal tickets. And he just said, you go do your thing, and we'll meet up in the middle. Right after we split, I'm walking to the Punk line. I see Above Average Muda. He was waiting there for me because I guess he knew that's right where I would go when I got there, was to meet CM Punk. Don't even need to get into the whole thing about them switching the access things. I think they were lying to everybody. More than likely, they were saying what their story was that WWE was pissed at Ticketmaster because Ticketmaster put the damn on the tickets. They put Mysterio in the first slot. They put Punk in the second slot. But the day of the event, they want to switch it, and I think they just wanted everybody to think that there was a reason why they switched it. I don't know if it was one of the wrestlers that they wanted to go first, Mr. Punk, or what. But basically, WWE's not going to let it go, you know, that long. Tickets were on sale, I believe, 2 months prior to the event. No one's going to catch that, you know, the ticket things were messed up. The day before, on Saturday, they had a lot of problems with heat and people drinking water. I received an email Saturday night, early Sunday morning, reminding me, please drink water at Access. That way you don't pass out from dehydration. I'm thinking that if somebody would have realized there was something, you know, before the day of the event, they would have sent out an email blast letting people know that they were going to switch it. Never got one, never saw one. Nobody there did either. So I don't know if Punk threw a fit and tried to get it on there, but Punk was not having a good day. Highlighted in my other video. Went through that line because it was at the very end. I was the very last person to meet CM Punk. I guess that was a pretty big honor. Don't have anything good to really say about that. If you wanted to really know about my Punk experience and you don't know, go check out that video. I didn't grab the stuff that I got signed. I will show that in a video more than likely tomorrow morning. But it was a good time to actually meet. You know, it was actually good in my body to say I met him. But he's the biggest dick in the world, and I'm glad I got to cross him off the list. But there's no way in the world I'll ever want to meet this guy again. There's no great experience I can have that would make it go better. From there, I met up with some people off of YouTube. I met up with Justin Ortiz. I met up with the Lorenzo brothers from Connecticut. I apologize. I do not know off the top of my head your YouTube account names, and both of you guys do deserve plugs from me. I'll put them down in the description box and try to pay you back in another video as well. But they made the trip all the way from Connecticut to Southern California. They also went to some other conventions and stuff. They were putting videos up all week long. One of them, I believe, they met the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers and such not. But them, Captain Andoy was there. I remember meeting him. And we jumped into a line that was Dolph Ziggler's line, but we were only going into that line because they told us that it was going to be Albert. What the fuck's his name? Lord Tensai. was going to be signing next. We thought there was no way in the world that we were going to meet Dolph Ziggler. Basically, the way the access lines go is you go down one line, back another, and then you loop 5 or 6 times. And we were at the start where you just came out of the snake and you're starting the 5 snakes to the front. And Ziggler was there. We were getting harassed a little bit by about Freaking Out 88, who met up with Above Average Muda, and then Man on Fire 310 were in the line as well. Like I said, I was only planning on meeting Tenzai. He was some guy that I wanted to get knocked out of the encyclopedia. And I believe Justin Ortiz had said that was one guy that he hadn't met yet, and he had met everybody else, so that's the reason why we jumped into his line. But as we were waiting, we waited there for about a couple minutes. We were just shooting the crap. We really didn't care what was going on. I don't think that Above Average Muda and the group ahead of us, and Kevin, were thinking they were going to meet Ziggler or not. But basically, he just stood up from the table, and he yelled to the whole line. He just, this was pretty cool. He goes, "Hey, listen. I'm not in charge here. They're in charge here. They're saying I got to leave in 5 minutes. I will make it my goal of the day to sign for every single person in this line. If you guys can keep it moving, that means no pictures, but I'll sign anything you put in front of me, and everybody can say go home happy saying they met Dolph Ziggler." I thought that was cool as shit that he would do that. I've never seen any other wrestler do that. I still thought there was no chance in the world that they was able to get up there. So as he said that, he said, "Hey, nobody be mad if you don't get to meet me." I said, "I'm pissed," and I was just fucking around. But he heard that. He didn't like that, and I honestly was scared by the time I got up there. But I got to get all the way to the front of the Ziggler line, and then right as I was about to go on the stage, I heard, "Hey, cut it off right before that guy in the orange hat," and I was scared shitless. I thought they were really serious. And it ended up being Above Average Muda just pulling my leg, pulling a little prank on me for getting back at yelling at Ziggler earlier. But he was able to sign my encyclopedia. It is a crime that he is not actually in the encyclopedia himself, but I guess he's after the cutoff, and that's the one reason why we really need that version 2 that is coming out. I guess it was pushed back to November, maybe it was December, I can't really remember. But he was able to sign the Spirit Squad, and I was also able to get Vicky. From there, I had to run back over so I can get in the Rey Mysterio line. The Rey Mysterio, the line was still pretty long because the signing had just started, but there was basically no one else that was out there. It was all second tier people that were out there signing. I honestly can't even remember anybody that was in the booth. They didn't bring any legends out last year. I remember Sergeant Slaughter and Roddy Piper were always staples, but they didn't even bring DiBiase or Dusty Rhodes or anybody. I was really, really surprised there was no legends there for the older fans. It was pretty cool. As I was waiting in that line, cool as hell. They had a Q&A with Ted DiBiase, that is Junior, and the guys stood on the other side of the ring, and I could see what they were doing and listen to the DiBiase thing and everything like that. As we were waiting, if you remember my I guess you can say my day in the life videos, where I went to SmackDown taping in Sacramento, and then I went to SummerSlam last year. There was a lady that sat on my lap a few times as I was there in Sacramento. She found me at SummerSlam. She didn't know me. We didn't exchange names or anything like that. She just walked up and said, "Hey, weren't you at SmackDown?" And I was like, yeah, we sat next to each other. We had a good time. I mostly remember her for her marking out for Randy Orton all night long. Ooh, Randy! That was awesome. She also was trying to make everybody not, yell at Mark Henry. Ooh, you don't want to yell at him? No way. But I guess you saved some lives that night or something like that. But I was able to see her in line. I honestly didn't say anything to her because it's been a whole year, and I didn't really know what to say. But it was just cool to see a wrestling fan like that in person again. As the DiBiase Q&A was going on, Kevin, and Above Average Muda, they were, I guess you can say, heckling the crowd as people asked questions. Above Average Muda, the stand-up comedian as he is, was adding some pretty good zingers that made the Q&A really, really good. I yelled during the Q&A to DiBiase about Maurice, and that got a pretty good reaction from everybody, as well as DiBiase saying he dissed the Miz. I really can't put the words in his mouth what he said, but he was basically just like, "Who's she dating now? He's probably a loser," or something like that. But from there, we tried to find a place to eat. We were denied at the ESPN Zone. Our 2-year streak was just crowded by just too many people there. Too many. So we crept around the mall there trying to find another place to eat. We ended up eating at this little sandwich place, which wish I can give them a shout out because that was a damn good place. And honestly, might even be the place we go back next year. It was honestly a little pricey, but there's no problem. We were able to get in and eat right we wanted to, and the soda stand was a refill your own cup, so you didn't have to wait on your waitress. So that made it honestly a lot better. I wasn't that hungry, but I was honestly really, really thirsty. And that Coke, from being in that SummerSlam Access heat, was probably the best Coke I've ever had in my whole life. Going on from there, we entered into the line to get into SummerSlam. The good old Staples Center is one of the worst arenas I've ever had to get into. I think they only have 2 entrances. I'm not 100% sure. But we went from the front entrance that has all the statues in front of it. We walked down to the one that I guess is in the back. And honestly, we were trying to find a line to get into because they had 5 or 6 lines for the doors there for you. And somebody honestly let me cut in line because of my Barbershop Windows Summerfest shirt. We started talking about the shirt and where I got it, and now, you know, he loved the site but hadn't seen that shirt before, and we were just talking about all the good shirts they've had in the past. The next thing you know, we were right in front of the doors, and we just sort of got, you know, pushed in. So, Barbershop Windows, 2 thumbs up. Thank you very much for getting us an access some time to get our I guess you can say we get to see the pre-show because we had missed it in 2010. Oh, before I left Access, I hit up the merch stand. I got these sweet Dolph Ziggler pink glasses that I've been wearing in my videos that I will wear from now on, like Access shades, because there was no Access shades this year. We got shut out, and I picked up the Dolph Ziggler shirt. Honestly, going into WrestleMania, this was the one item that I wanted to get more than anything. The pink and blue is totally Zach Morris to me. I think it is beyond cool. It will be the shirt that I wear to Raw in October, but it will be the shirt that I wear to the pool every time. That's right, ladies. You're going to be seeing a whole lot of this in pink, and you love it. Going into the show, the show is great. You've already seen me make 2 reviews because I fucked the first one up in the car to go home. But basically, I don't know what happened during the show that was newsworthy. I still can't believe that the people, you know, were booing Triple H, yelling, "You tapped out." The LA crowd. It's not Toronto. Toronto's famous for being a backwards crowd. LA was just trying to be Toronto, I think, and they showed the guy some fucking respect. The guy's the fucking man. You know, one of the best wrestlers that's ever been out there, and we shouldn't have been booing him like he was Evan Bourne or something like that. I yelled, "I love you," at him, and that's all I could really give him. One of the funniest moments from the whole night was something that got on TV. You might have heard it as you were there, and it is all on Man on Fire 310, all on Man on Fire 906. He leaned over before the match even started, and he said, "The second this match started, the second it gets quiet, we're starting a Kobe Bryant chant." And that shit caught on. And I didn't think he was that loud, but I thought it was pretty loud. And the people that said they heard it on TV, like it was nothing. They said it came through loud and clear. I don't know if there was a mic in our section or a mic somewhere close to our section, but that was damn cool. And Titus O'Neil was going crazy as he was waiting for the tag. He was selling it, and he was looking around at people like left and right, like. I don't know if that meant he liked it or if he didn't like it, but you know, being in the LA crowd, people caught on to the whole AW story pretty good. Nothing much I can really think about being in the show. You know, Yaya and me, we jumped in the car. He drove me back to the airport. We got there. The reason why I made the video where I was locked in the airport was because you had to get back to the airport, which was San Diego, by 11 o'clock is what I was told. If you made it past 11 o'clock, you could check in to Southwest, and then you can go through the TSA gates and go to where the you know, the terminals are, I guess you can say, where you sit there. Oh, the gates. You sit there and wait for them. I don't know why. I was really hoping to get up there, maybe because I was hoping there would be less people, and I guess you have to go through the security to get up there. Maybe I wouldn't be as bad, but we ended up getting to the airport about 11:15 or so. So I walked in. Southwest was all closed. TSA thing was all gated up, so I knew there was no way past there. But I just started walking down the line, seeing what the hell I could do. I at first saw like there was like plugs in the wall, which is much needed. You know, plug your phone in, plug your computer in, where the baggage carousels were. But for some reason, I walked past those. I just didn't feel like sitting on the floor. Ended up finding a sign that said 24-hour Starbucks. And I thought it was just gonna be like a pretty much just a stand with somebody sitting there. And I walked up to the place. I ordered a drink, one of those frappuccinos. That thing was badass. I just wanted something to keep me awake. And they had like a whole food court, pretty much. They had like 4 stores that they were all closed down. So I bought me a drink, went over, got me a table, and pretty much treated it like it was my desk all night long. Sat up. I had 2 of the best friends in the world. I gotta say thank you to, and that's WWE Punk fan Zach and Luke Cage 29. They talked to me on Skype almost all night long. They talked to me till about 3:30 in the morning, I do believe, and that really kept me awake. And it was just fun to talk about the show, this, that, and the other. But that was really cool to talk to them on Skype. So big thank you to you guys. I owe you the world because I don't know what I would have done if I was there. Honestly, I brought the Mysterio book, I guess you can say, because I got that signed by Mysterio. And I got, I brought the Jericho book for some reason, the second one, but I didn't get a chance to read that. And I just realized I didn't tell you about everything from Access after I talked about Punk. I got to meet good old Tyson Kidd. That was really cool. I got to meet Yoshitatsu for a second time. This year at Access, when you went through the lines, when you got up there, you had to take your own pictures, which sort of held up the line a little bit more. I think they were trying to make it go faster. But I thought it was pretty cool because I just used my iPhone. It has the 2-way picture thing, and I used the one where you could see the screen, and I just held it up, and he just sort of posed, and click, click, we're done. I didn't get Yoshi. Tyson signed the encyclopedia on the jobber page. Yoshi had already done it, so I just thanked him and asked him for a picture, got that done. And Tyson Kidd and I talked about barbershop windows a little bit more, so that's 2 plugs for barbershop windows. Getting it done. I just mentioned that it was cool to see him wearing their shirt at Money in the Bank. I didn't go in depth. I wanted to, but I didn't think he'd really give me a good answer about if he got any heat for that or anything like that. Because somebody at the grill position's got to notice that that's not their shirt. But it's not like Tyson Kidd has his own shirt to be wearing out there in the first place. So I don't know what he's supposed to wear. Maybe he can be like the old school days, like Tommy Dreamer, where you just have to wear the pay-per-view shirt. Crash Holly and Hardcore Holly used to have to do that a lot too. That was when you really know they had nothing for you, is when they asked you, hey, will you please wear the Royal Rumble shirt out to the ring for us because we need a little bit of help. But like I said, I just had to sit in the airport all night long. I was up, and then I was able to check in and go up into the gate at 5 o'clock. The second I sat into the gate, I started to fall asleep. I fell asleep there about 3 or 4 times. When I was there, I was able to sit on the plane. The second I sat my seat on the plane, my butt was down, I fell asleep again, and I didn't wake up until somebody nudged me because they wanted to get off the plane, and I was blocking them in. They were in the window seat, and I was in the middle. They said, hey, we're here, and I was like, where? And I was like, oh, shit, we're here. Got off the plane, went and got in my car. The plan was to go to work and actually take an hour nap in the parking lot there, but instead I wanted to come home and just see my kids. Came home, saw them, shaved it up, had to get a little bit more respectable, and went to work for 9 hours. That shit sucked. That's the only way to put it. But at least on my job, I'm on my feet, walking around, cutting meat all day long. I'm sure if I would have had a desk job, you would have found me with my face first down on my laptop, taking a little snooze. But it was awesome. Dumbest thing I've ever done. Gonna do it again for the Rumble, I guess. Take that 1-day trip. But I guess it was worth it. Maybe I can talk some people into hanging out at the airport, having a little airport hangout. There's got to be somebody flying out that night that I'll know off YouTube, but you never know. It was good times. Thank you, everybody who I saw at SummerSlam. 2 other people, Noah Adonis and Aaron Rift from NoDQ.com. Talked to them at SummerSlam before the event. They actually were sitting in the section in the seats that me, Yaya, and Luke sat in the year before. It was really, really cool. They had those seats where you're able to stand up because the cement wall is right behind you, going from the 100s to the 200s, or in that last row. So it's like you can stand up while sitting at the same time, not to worry about anybody. Or in their case, they were excited because they had to hold their signs up. I don't really bring signs to the show, but that's just me. I just wanted to do the little sit and stand. The damn cool thing, if you want to know one funny thing that happened, Kevin went to the the food stand to get some food partway through the show. I can't remember what match it was, but he only missed the entrance. He didn't miss anything like that because I guess he just went at that right perfect time. There's always that one time you could actually go, and most of the time it's during a Divas match or something like that. But Muda leaned over to me and he said, "Hey, text Kevin to get me some popcorn." And I thought he was ribbing me, so I didn't do it. And then finally I did, but I thought that was the funniest text I've ever sent. Hey, bring Muda back some popcorn. I just never thought I would text that from a wrestling show. But everybody else, oh, one more guy I met. Brandon. I met him at the food place. That was really bitching. And then I'm reading this right off the screen. Shoot, why can't people have names that I said? Another guy that I've met 3 years in a row at Access is TKSHK 1904. I met him and his son, and that was a good time. We just talked it up. Me and Brandon made a video that is up on his account, which is, please have it listed on your Twitter. He is the Mind Freak 2008, and he has that video up. It's also in my favorites. I'll try and put up my links to everybody in the bottom because everybody that I met was really cool. Everybody deserves a whole lot of stuff. Props and everything like that. It was damn cool. Everybody out there. I don't think everybody's going to the freaking Raw show here in Sacramento in October, but if you do, I'll see you there. And if not, the Rumble, there's a whole ton of people going. If you're not going, think about going, because it is going to be awesome. We're going to see The Rock, the Great One. I'm wearing the shirt right there. Yeah, I'm still Team Cena, though. I'll take the shirt off and I'll burn it if they do Cena versus Rock too. You never know. But The Rock's going for the title. My hope is to see him go up against Punk. Would love to see him go up against Cena. I don't think there's anybody else on the roster. I don't think we're going to see him versus Tenzai or anything like that. But you're guaranteed one of those matches, and it's going to be badass. That's one main reason why I'm going. Another reason is the Rumble. Anything can happen. Most of the time you can pick a winner before it happens. A lot of times people do. But just that whole unpredictability about what's going to happen. You don't know who's coming out at number 26, 27. And just that anticipation of, yeah, the fucking Rumble, guys. Let's get it going. Peace out.